This client has alopecia, and halfway through this procedure, I completely lost my outline. Now, if you're a brow artist, you know exactly how terrifying that can be, because once lines disappear, you no longer follow a visible guide. You're relying on your mapping, your experience, and your understanding of brow structure. And on a client with little to no brow hair, that challenge becomes even bigger. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I approached this alopecia case, what happened during the procedure, how I handled losing my outline, and the techniques I used to achieve a balanced result. Before I touched my machine, the first thing I did was to assess the client's skin and existing brow area. This client has alopecia, which means I couldn't rely on natural brow hairs to guide my shape. And that's something many beginners struggle with. When there are no brow hairs, every small mistake becomes more visible. Your mapping has to be intentional, your symmetry has to be carefully checked and double-checked. And your shape selection becomes even more important because there are no natural hairs to help disguise imperfections. So I spent extra time analyzing her facial features before deciding on the final shape. One mistake I see many artists make is rushing through mapping, especially when working on clients with little to no hair. But mapping is everything. If your map is wrong, your brow will be wrong. So during this stage, I focused on creating balance with her facial structure rather than trying to force a trendy brow shape. Remember, the goal is not simply to create brows. The goal is to create brows that belong The goal is to create brows that belong to the particular face. Once my client approved the shape, I moved into the procedure. At this point, everything looked perfect. My outline were clear, my shape was visible. My mapping was still easy to follow. And honestly, this is usually the stage where most artists feel confident. The problem comes later because the outline you see now is not always the outline you see after multiple passes. And that's exactly what happened during this procedure. As I continued shading, something happened. That many brow artists are afraid of. I started losing my outline. The more I worked, the less visible those original lines became. If you're a beginner, this is usually the moment panic sets in. You start questioning yourself, you start second-guessing your shape. You wonder if one brow is becoming bigger than the other. And sometimes artists overwork the skin because they are trying desperately to find their guideline again. But here's what I want you to understand. This is where proper mapping saves you. Because once the visible outline disappears, your memory of the structure and your understanding of the brow becomes more important than the ink marks themselves. So this is how I fixed it. Instead of panicking, I slowed down. I checked my reference points. I revisited the shape I already established. I paid attention to my pressure, my stretch, and my shading pattern. And most importantly, I trusted my foundation. A good brow procedure is one before the machine ever even touches the skin. It's one during assessment, it is one during mapping, it is one during planning. When those things are done correctly, moments like this become manageable. So as I continued building saturation, my focus shifted to creating a soft and natural gradient. With alopecia clients, I am especially careful not to create a harsh block effect because there are no natural hairs present to soften the appearance. Everything you create will be visible, so every pass needs purpose. Every layer needs control, and every movement should contribute to natural healed results. If there is one lesson I want you to take away from this video, it is this: do not become dependent on your outline. Your outline is only a guide. Your real confidence should come from understanding shape, structure, symmetry, and skin. Because eventually you will encounter a client where your outline fades. And when that day comes, technical knowledge is what will save you. Not luck, not guesswork, not knowledge. By the end of the procedure, we achieved a balanced result that complemented her beautiful face. And looking back at the moment I lost my outline, it's a reminder that every artist faces challenges during procedures. The difference is not whether challenges happen. The difference is how you respond to them when they happen. If you're a brow artist or a student, let me know in the comments. Have you ever lost your outline during shading? And how did you handle it? If you found this case study helpful, don't forget to subscribe because I'll be sharing more real client procedures, mistakes, challenges, and practical lessons from behind the scenes of my brow session.